off like no one else. Please let me deuce myself. I'm gonna deuce myself. I'm gonna deuce myself. Please let me be your rock of love. Rock of love.
What the fuck is up? Hi everybody. So kind of awkward. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a hot minute.
We need to talk.
We need to talk. It's been a while. So last you heard from us, I think it was like what, 420?
I don't know. I was so high, I forgot.
Girl, let me tell you, some time has passed. Life happens, but so happy to be back. Missed doing this so much. So stoked to be right here and giving you all the tea on what's been going on.
So tell us, Sean, where have we been?
We have been all over the place. One of the things that we did over this past few months is shoot a little project of mine with some of my amazing buddies from college who are super talented and still willing to work with me. Shout out Kayla, shout out John, shout out Spencer. You guys are the best. Yeah, I had a lot of fun and you were there. That was the best part. You were there and helping.
I was there.
Thank you.
So you've been working on this since college? What brought it back?
The homies brought it back.
By popular demand.
Yeah,
they had so much fun. They literally said, "Let's do it again."
Let me tell you, I may not run a professional set, but I run a fucking fun set, and so it was just a delight to hear that people wanted to make more of this silly little idea I had in college. And when it drops, I will definitely let all of our dedicated viewers know what's up. But for right now, still being tinkered on, still up in the ether.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's been fun though. It was really, really fun and great to just get back in the driver's seat and producing and helping with everything. Set is an animal and it was kind of fun to do it all over again.
It's a beast and you tamed it.
Hey,
congratulations.
With the help of many generous people, including yourself. So a big shout out to Andy. Thank you.
It was an honor to be there. Very fun set. Can't wait for the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Which you guys are currently working on. You guys are already writing it.
Yeah, we're on a draft 3 or 4 right now, and let me tell you, it gets less and less funny each time I rewrite it. I know. The only thing keeping me sane is these table reads where I actually get to hear a chuckle after something I've just read 20 times and no longer can stand.
So were the jokes, did they get any less funnier or was it actually more satisfying? Every time?
Every time.
I don't write comedies. So like, is it satisfying seeing the joke happen or do you lose the humor every time you see it?
The satisfying part of writing a joke is sitting by your damn self in your creature state, coming up with it and being like, that's so funny. And then you read it over and over and over and over and over again. And then you get to the point where it's just kind of words on the page and it doesn't really mean anything. But then you bring it to people and the people read it and sometimes they make noise.
Okay.
And that is the most joy that I'm capable of feeling after a couple drafts. So I am just so grateful and so lucky for the people around me because they have good senses of humor and they will tell me when something's working and they won't tell me. Wait, they will tell me when something's working and they will tell me when something's not working. I appreciate them.
Yeah, you guys have a really good writing process that I respect. You guys bounce jokes back and forth and work on them, which is, I don't know. It's refreshing to me to see writers who don't think they're the funniest people in the room. No, because you know what I mean? The people I always thought were the funniest were, in my opinion, the most sympathetic and the most neurotic. And it's funny, or not funny, it's refreshing, like I said, seeing people just be like, are we funny?
Am I just being a cretin right now? It's funny. Speaking of funny, out of left field, but Andy and I went to go see a Mike Birbiglia show last weekend. That's what else we were up to.
Yeah, he's like one of your favorites, isn't he?
Oh, one of my absolute favorites. I love that man to death. He is so great. And we were lucky enough to be there for, I guess, the tour that is going to be his new special coming up. I think it's called The Old Man in the Pool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell of a time. I had a great fucking time with you.
My advice, if you go see it, try not to laugh at the old man in the pool.
Fuck. Should we include a moment of silence?
No.
Oh, too late. We already did. There was a pause there. Let's go.
I could extend or shorten that in post. We'll see what I end up doing. We'll see what happens.
You should make it like 30 seconds long. A moment of silence.
We'll see what happens.
Oh my God. What else have we been up to, mister?
We took a little vacay to Fort Bragg with your family and the dogs.
We did. Oh my God.
That was super nice. We did a little trip. We drove up to your parents' place for a day.
Mm-hmm.
I shot a TV show from your parents' office.
You did. You really did
early
do
in the
that.
morning. Yeah, that was stressful. But then went up to Fort Bragg. That was like, what, another 5-hour drive from your parents' place?
Yeah, for the homies who don't know about Fort Bragg, let us put you on. It is this tiny little town.
So tiny.
So tiny, but like kind of well known. There was some foot traffic there, some cool folks.
There's definitely a touristy kind of vibe everywhere you go around there.
Mm-hmm. But it's in super duper NorCal. And we went up for what was it for? Oh, it was my mom's Christmas gift, and we took the puppies with us. It was a blast.
Yeah, I remember. So you and your sister were scrambling for a Christmas gift for your mom, and you guys were like, "What if we just got her a vacation?"
I couldn't think of shit that she wanted.
Your sister came up with Fort Bragg, I think because of just the glass beach.
Yeah, my mom loves like trolling around and picking up sea glass and little shells.
And turns out, apparently, this was where your parents took like their first actual trip together, and like they had their own little trip on their, like, together. But it was lovely. It was really, really sweet.
Yeah, it was kind of spooky because we were like, we got you a trip to Fort Bragg over Christmas, and my mom was like, "How did you know that was one of me and your dad's first big trips together?" And we were like, "We didn't, but that's awesome. Let's go."
Watching her cry after seeing the gift, I was like, "This is sweet, but it's just like a promise of an Airbnb stay." But no, apparently it was serendipity, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, and I just had the best fucking time with y'all. It was so good. And we got to bring the dogs, which was probably the coolest thing for me.
Dogs had their own little vacation. They had a hell of a time just exploring around and being out of the house. But, more serendipitous was your poor car made that entire drive up the entire state of California.
Listen, I'm not driving a great car, needed for context.
The Airbnb we pulled up to happened to be next to a mechanic shop. Sean parks her car and her tire pops.
Literally.
It just pops. And I don't know, I can't believe we did that whole windy ass road in the rain and all of that. And we just barely made it.
Yeah, since it's a coastal like town, it wasn't right off the highway. So we had to go at least like an hour and a half drive through these windy back roads, through these rural communities. It was so pretty.
It was breathtaking.
But every time the car would go over like 45 miles an hour, I would feel everything just vibrating. And I was like, oh God, I hope I'm in. And it started downpouring in the middle of it. I thought we were fucked for a second there because I didn't have reception on my phone.
Right.
God forbid anything popped, and it just so happened somebody was looking over us, and I blew my tire directly behind the mechanic shop.
It was incredible though. It was beautiful. Your parents looked at us and said, "Did you guys do this entire drive with a flat?" And we're like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" But Fort Bragg, going back to how beautiful the place it is, we had, beautiful sunsets, lots of great fish, lots of great beer. We took the doggies on the skunk train.
Stinky skunk train.
So the skunk train is what was it, like a 20-mile drive through the forest and back? And apparently Northern California has such a density of various wildlife. It's its own temperate forest, and I thought that was just mind-blowing.
Yeah, the temperature in Fort Bragg technically qualifies as a temperate rainforest, so little did I know we were going on a motherfucking rainforest vacation, and that shit was beautiful.
Honestly, it was gorgeous, and seeing the trees, it makes sense. It's a rainforest. The trees are beautiful. They're massive.
Oh yeah, I had to let these doggies piss on at least one redwood. Come on now.
Imagine how big they felt. They must have felt so big next to that big ass tree, just pissing on it.
Little dudes taking a piss on a big tree.
There's some dogs just pucking their ears like, did he just? No. He did.
He really did that. No, it was fabulous. And God, I just had this moment on that little skunk train because they had like a little concierge where you could buy snacks and drinks and stuff. And thank you. Thank you again for buying my family drinks. And I just have this memory of just sitting in that little train carriage, drinking my little cup of wine and watching my sister hold the dogs, hold the soaking wet dogs because it had been raining, and they're just chilling, looking out the window, having a great time. It was lovely.
Beautiful time.
So good. And
Highly
we got
recommend.
a lot of good board gaming in, which is a necessity with my family.
Lots of good gubbing.
Lots of good gubbing.
Yep.
Oh my god, y'all are gonna hear about gubs. Should we just
Let's talk about gubs for a minute.
fuck, let's talk about gubs.
So there's a story behind this game. My cousins years ago went to Oregon, I believe, and they stayed in an Airbnb with a bunch of board games. And obviously there's a sign that says don't take the games. And one of the games that they played was called Gubs. They had never heard of it, played it, and they had one hell of a time. So good, in fact, they all ordered a copy of the game so that way when they get home, they'd have them waiting for them. My brother and I end up going to see my cousins weeks and weeks later. They're already masters of the game. And we play it for what seems like hours. So, every time we'd come by, it was like a thing. We're playing Gubs. Eventually, I moved out, did my thing, and I kept my copy of Gubs. And it came with me everywhere I went. Every house that I moved to, every place that I've crashed at, I had Gubs. All my friends knew about Gubs. It became a thing. Everyone was playing Gubs. So now whenever we have, game nights, it's Gub night.
Yeah.
It's-
We're like fucking Jehovah's Witnesses with this game. If you haven't played it and you're at a game night with us, we're gonna make you try it at least once, and you're gonna love it.
It's a highly competitive game that is built around skill and chance. There's gonna be random moments that happen when you're on top. It happens.
So yeah, that's your card game tea for the week.
Please, if you guys can find a copy of it online somewhere, please try to get it from the main store of the website, from the shop. I don't know the name of it, but I will plug it somewhere in the description. If it's still up, please get a copy from them, not from some third party or from eBay or something. Try to support the game because they are going under. But if you can't find one, definitely get one off eBay.
Yeah, get it while you can because it's fun as hell.
Free the Gubs.
Free the Gubs.
We've had so many great times playing Gubs.
Dude. Yeah. I just remember the season of blackouts that you were dealing with when you lived back in Koreatown during that fucking hot ass summer. And inexplicably, there were a couple times where I would come over and the power would go out and we'd be like, oh shit, what do we do now? Gubs for hours, bro.
Gubs by the candlelight.
It was fabulous.
It was incredible. And there's a burp in every episode.
There's a burp in every episode.
Koreatown was interesting. I liked living there, but doing it during COVID was the worst time because all the restaurants were closed. And my building, thank God, I did not pay for utilities.
Yeah.
But apparently neither did anybody else. So everyone had their ACs just blasting all summer long.
It was so hot.
When it worked, it was lovely. My house was nice and cool and it felt nice. The dogs had a great time. When it was hot, dude.
Yeah.
It was pouring.
No, I was
just
grateful
heat.
though. Because we were living separately at that time, and every time, because I didn't have central AC in my building, every time I was like, bitch, I can't stay in my apartment, I'm gonna kill myself. I text you and say can I come over?
Yeah, of course.
Can I use that AC? And now here we are.
She only wanted me for my dogs and my AC.
I know, and they were just too good. I couldn't quit. Here we are.
So what else have we been up to?
Oh gosh, what else have we been up to?
I saw a movie.
Oh yeah, that's what else we've been seeing some movies.
We've been seeing lots of movies,
We've
but
been seeing some movies.
there's one in particular I want to talk about because I think the theater going experience is it's a spiritual and special experience, but also it sucks.
You had an experience recently. I would say it was a unique experience though.
It was fun. So at work we have a podcast that's based around a discussion on movies. And every time we tape it, I always found myself kind of throwing in references or hints toward our hosts whenever they got a name for a movie wrong. Eventually the host says, hey, you've seen a movie before. You should come on the show. And I was invited to come along and talk about a new release called Top Gun Maverick.
Top Gun Maverick.
Top Gun Maverick.
All I remember is you came home from work and you were like, hey.
Fuck.
Hey, so I have this really cool opportunity to be on this podcast for my job, but you have to take me to the theater to go see Top Gun Maverick today.
Now.
Right now.
I
You
have
were
tickets for
please, do
3:30.
you want to come with me? I didn't have it in my heart. I'm so sorry. I should not have left you there to be subjected to Tom Cruise for 2 hours.
Well, because you also didn't want to go, so I would feel bad dragging you out there.
It was in the middle of the week and I just didn't have it in me, but I felt bad.
Yeah, we had to catch it early for the show to get reviews out, in time for hype and stuff like that. And it's not my kind of movie. Top Gun Maverick isn't the movie that's designed for people like me in mind. It's not meant to cater to people like me.
But you'll give anything a fair shot.
Oh, of course. But I will echo my thoughts, as I said on the episode of the show. I just feel like the movie really shined during the action. The original Top Gun, we weren't advanced enough to be able to pull off the visual as well as the aerial maneuvers required to shoot, you know, something as beautiful as dogfighting and as skilled as dogfighting could be. And I feel like the new movie really shined when it was showing off these technological advancements. I felt like it was being held back, however, whenever the story was happening, because it really was just the exact same story as the first one, which, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of all this nostalgia stuff, but it was kind of shocking how it was the exact same movie. But it was still good. I think the most incredible thing about this is that Tom Cruise has been, I don't know, top of the game for like, what, 30 plus years? How is this his biggest movie ever?
Yeah, that was really weird to read.
By like a large margin, too. After a couple months, it's been crazy.
There's 2 burps in every episode.
There we go.
Did it break 100 million or 100 billion?
It's not reached 100 billion, but
$100 billion to Top Cruise.
I think it's made like 1.2 billion or something.
Holy fucking shit.
Probably a lot more, but yeah, it's making a crazy amount. And it makes sense that Tom Cruise was so adamant about pushing for this movie once you realize he worked hard for this. It was postponed a whole bunch. Look how much it's made. He really, really believed in this movie.
Yeah, and I guess there's a whole market out there. Big fan of Top Gun that desperately wanted a sequel, and God bless them, I'm happy they got it. But also, as someone with Top Gun related trauma, I do not appreciate.
What is your Top Gun related
Oh my
trauma?
God, here's
What?
the tea, bitch. I had a teacher back in high school who was abusive and really shady and ended up losing. No, never mind, I'm not going to give out too many incriminating details. But I had a really shitty teacher who just thrived on pitting students against each other in like a weird fucking Lord of the Flies Squid Game race for the most points. I did not thrive in that environment. But the kids that did thrive in that environment would earn all of the extra credit, and they would be labeled the teacher's Mavericks of the week. So you wanted to be the Maverick of the week because he was this old balding guy who was obsessed with Top Gun and would not stop talking about how hot his wife was.
Ew.
He was so gross, dude. Every time I hear the word Maverick, I'm just like, He made me cry so much. We had these fucked up ass test prep things that he would do like the day before a big exam. It would be like Family Feud style studying, but the team that came out on top would get like 30 extra credit bonus points, and the team that did not come out on top and came out on the bottom, as so often one might find themselves, would lose like a significant amount of their grade just for having a shitty day at a test prep.
That's not okay.
He was the worst, but he ended up catching some legal kerfuffles, which made me so happy. Oh, Jeez. He was the worst.
I'm sorry.
I mean, it's fine, but...
It's not fine, but...
It is what it is, but he ruined Top Gun for me. It's fine.
You're not missing much. Sorry.
Genuinely. No, after hearing you come back after seeing the new movie, I was like, okay, fuck yeah.
Can I be straight up with you?
Go off.
I think I missed the last like 2 minutes or something.
Oh?
Because once I thought it was over, I was like texting you like, hey, it's wrapping up.
Pick me up.
Yeah, it'll be done in like 15 minutes. You want to head over?
Yeah.
And then apparently there was like a little bit left. But when I came by, it was already like, all right, everyone's hugging, doing their thing. It seemed like it was done. So I was like, I'm just going to fucking dip.
The top was gunned.
Yeah. And like, I don't know. It was really weird being in that like the boomer crowd. Because it was all like just older people in my audience who loved it. And like when the Thor trailer came on, people were losing their minds over the song choice. I'm like, really? Like, is it really just like getting grown-ass men to like bob their head and go, yep, this is my kind of movie? Is that what it takes to like get someone to just like buy a ticket now?
The Army, bro, or the Air Force.
The Air Force,
they fly the plane.
They fly the plane real fast.
No, I mean, I don't think Top Gun's one of those movies where I'd be like, oh, judging you super hard if you were really excited about the new Top Gun. Like, whatever. But
oh no, I will never judge people based on their interests or what they like. 'Cause if you do like dogfighting, this is a hell of a fucking movie.
Yeah.
If you like military films, this isn't pure propaganda. There's like 1 or 2 shots where to go, oh, this is propaganda, but the rest of it is just, you know, people being people, which I liked. But I don't know. I never had that same effect that Top Gun had on a lot of people. I know a lot of people saw the movie and said, I want to join the fucking Air Force.
Yeah.
Not me. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just wired differently. So enough about Tom Cruise and his weird two front teeth. What else have we been watching, Sean?
What else have we been watching?
We have watched. I hope you guys are ready for this. This is like the big extravaganza.
I finally broke him, y'all.
You guys ever wondered what it takes to break a man?
2 years.
I used to believe that everybody is happy until you make happiness a goal. I realized I don't think I can ever be happy again.
Yeah.
Because we watched 78 hours of VH1 specials.
Hell yeah, we did. 78 fucking hours. Approximately. I'm not willing to do the math, but I have a special place in my heart. You guys know what we're talking about, I'm sure. And if you don't, it was the era of spicy VH1 reality shows.
The spiciest reality shows.
So depraved. Some of the most bottom feedery reality TV I've ever seen, and it is entertaining as shit.
We're talking, of course, about Bret Michaels, Rock of Love, and Flava Flav, Flavor of Love.
Flavor, and as a honorable mention, the offshoot, Daisy of Love.
Daisy of Love, which we're going to talk about that, actually.
Oh, we are.
So before we dive in, I want to give a big shout out to the Rock of Love subreddit, because we actually did a little poll with these uber mega fans, and we had a series of questions for them. And I think after all the television that we watched, we have some nominees and some awards to give out.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, let's start off with Sean. What are your general thoughts on this era of VH1?
Living in the future and giving thoughts on the past, I can't really comment on what it must have been like to be involved in all of that when it was happening, but I cannot deny these shows are iconic.
Yeah, even to this day.
They are still relevant. They are still being referenced. I am still wanting to be entertained by this kind of content. And I don't think it's something that could be replicated today, but it's just kind of that nitty gritty fucking late night cable experience of the late 2000s.
You feel grimy watching it.
Yeah, you feel gross after a certain point, but it's just so, dare I say, camp and entertaining that you simply cannot look away. It is a garbage fire that you have been drawn into.
It's just trash television, and somehow it's possibly the best television. Mm-hmm. It's weird because, doing this research and stuff, I discovered this show, as we were watching this. You had seen it before, some of them in the past, and it was just weird seeing how active a lot of these online communities are. Mm-hmm. People still talking about the show, referencing it as if it's current. Mm-hmm. And this was 2008 or so to 2011. Mm-hmm. That era was peak reality.
Yes.
And this is before social media. So these are people that are unhinged, just being unhinged for the sake of it. Mm-hmm. There was nothing to gain afterwards. And a lot of them just built careers afterwards because of the shows, not knowing that's what you can do at the time.
Yeah. And there are definitely moments in each season that will have you tearing off your own wig that are just simply so iconic and hilarious and ridiculous that you can't help but still want to talk about them 10 years later because, oh my fucking God, can you believe this shit aired on TV?
Oh my God, some of it is incredible. So, okay, I want to say it was season 2 of Rock of Love. For some reason on Hulu, when it first aired on television, it was censored and blurred. And due to popular demand, they released the uncensored version of, or the uncut and uncensored versions of season 2 of Rock of Love.
Tell them why there was popular demand.
It was so popular simply because there was just so much fucking boobs in it.
So much.
There was just so much nudity this season that they had to release it. Mm-hmm. They can't just leave it pixelated for you.
Oh my God.
And season 2, for some reason on Hulu, the only one they have is the uncensored one. So you're seeing girls doing cartwheels fully naked. There's doo-doos on the floor. It's vile. And
now the folks are interested, for anybody who is completely clueless about what we're talking about right now, the Blank of Love series, as I shall dub it, came out. And they are dating competition shows that star some of your favorite celebrities of the late 80s and early 90s, such as Bret Michaels from Poison and Flavor Flav from Public Enemy. They're incredible. If you haven't seen them, go check them out. But we sat the fuck down and ended up watching, what, 5, 6 seasons of these shows.
Too much.
And so now we can't help but go over everything and spill the motherfucking tea. So if you don't want spoilers, get out now. But if you want to hear the motherfucking tea, let's go.
You have until Sean is done saying Flava Flav to exit this episode.
Flavor Flav. Yeah, boy.
God, I love you.
Let's pour one out. let's Flavor Flav take our champagne and pour one out. I'm not drinking champagne. I'm drinking a White Claw hard seltzer. But if anybody out there is drinking champagne and listening to this, please pour out a little bit for the girls that didn't make it.
And if you're smoking to this podcast, shout out you. I don't know, take a hit for the homies who love Flava Flav.
Let's talk about some spicy TV. We watched so much Rock of Love, Flavor of Love, Daisy of Love. We watched all of it. And now we simply have to talk about it. Andy, I want to start with some more get your general vibes on the experience, because holy crap, it was an experience. What were your, I guess, for someone who was in your position that didn't really know a lot about these specials or about what the fuck these competition shows were, what would you recommend to start with, and what expectations would you set?
Oh, wow. That's actually a great question.
Thank you.
You're so good at asking questions.
I'm really good at asking questions.
And coming up with them.
I'm super good at that.
Shit. So for me, I kind of feel like we went out of order. What really started this whole thing was that me and my coworker Corey were talking about old reality shows, and he found the list of the trashiest moments and found number 1 was on Daisy of Love. Mm-hmm. And I said, never heard of this show. He said, guess what, bitch? We're watching it. Mm-hmm. So we started with Daisy of Love, which I think was a mistake.
Okay.
There's lore.
There's lore
to the Of Love universe.
Mm-hmm. You have to know.
So at the very least, I would recommend starting with Flava of Love, Season 1. Rock of Love, Season 1. Flavor of Love, Season 2. Rock of Love, Season 2. Then Daisy of Love to cap it off. Personally, for me, Daisy of Love was my favorite, and it felt the most different and refreshing. And I feel like had we not started with it, I wouldn't have felt as burnt out.
Interesting.
Because the dynamic of women going for a man versus a bunch of dudes going for a girl is very different. And I felt it was a more entertaining show as a dude. It just had funnier moments for me.
Yeah.
What about you? Do you think is there a specific order, or should you follow the lore?
I wouldn't say there's a specific order. At the end of the day, these shows are incredibly formulaic, and will give you context if you need it. But in my personal recommendation, would agree with you slightly and say start with Rock of Love Season 1 first. Get that out of the way.
Okay.
Because that is probably the most iconic. That kind of laid the foundation. I know Flavor of Love, let me stand corrected if I'm wrong. Flavor of Love was the opus of all of these shows.
Okay.
But in my personal opinion, Flavor of Love is the more entertaining franchise. So start with Rock of Love. Go to Flavor of Love. Enjoy yourself. Go back to Rock of Love. It's trashier, cringier, messier. Go back to Flavor of Love. Go back to Rock of Love.
Okay.
And then I agree with you. Daisy of Love is the perhaps most interesting and most unique one, and is probably going to be the most refreshing if you save it for last after you've watched all of these men being competed after.
Yeah, I would call Daisy of Love is appendices at the end of a great book. You know, where are they? What happened to them? What happened to the world? Because the first shows kind of establish these certain characters. Some of them return, some of them get their own shows. And there are other shows that we'll talk about later, but we did not watch them. I'll just say that.
Let me tell you, I love New York. I say we go back.
So I want to talk about that.
Yeah.
During my experience watching these shows, because my first time watching them in 2022, so it's a very different world. watching it, there are certain people and certain players that I really just could not stand. But then I realized they were the show. While they did play the villain, I realized sometimes the villain really is the best one on these shows. Because I'm watching it thinking like, oh, who I think is going to win and placing my bets with you. And you're just
you like games. You like competitions.
Yeah. And you're like, bitch, shut up and just fucking watch.
Yeah.
And I realized the real competition was just the cattiness at home.
Yeah. Who could get the most airtime?
Yeah. And incredible. People are mind-blowing. The things people are willing to say on camera and do in fucking incredible.
Girl, especially like 20 fucking years ago.
Yeah.
Where nobody was holding anybody accountable for anything. You had to fuck up really bad to be held accountable, especially on these fucking shows, because it's set up in a way where they get all of these people with huge personalities that fucking will clash with each other. They stoke the flames with producers and drama and competitions.
And alcohol.
Yep.
2 shots of vodka.
They are drunk as fuck the entire time they are competing on these shows. It is the wild, wild west of reality television. I would say the only wilder reality television you can get is Kid Nation. You could go down and watch Kid Nation. That's the wildest, but this is a close second. It's absolutely unhinged, but I had such a good time, and it's just so addicting.
Yeah, I kind of had the metamorphosis toward the end of Rock of Love season 2, which I think we watched second to last.
Yeah.
Only because the people that I thought were villains that I later found out were getting their own shows, I was like, I get it. I get why.
You had the most fun watching these people.
I had the most fun watching them, and I ended up remembering them for better or worse. And like you said, these shows, they pick really big egos and personalities. If you're a normal person who genuinely thinks and likes, Flava Flav, you're not going to make it.
No, and
there's no chance you'll ever make it. Yeah, and there's many people who are just normal people who want to give this a shot. They're not there for reality TV careers because that wasn't a thing at the time.
And you end up being like, oh shit, she got eliminated. Was she even on this show?
Yeah.
It is all drama all the time. You get high octane content 24/7 in these fucking specials, bro.
Yeah, it's wild.
Fantastic.
As I mentioned earlier, we reached out to the Rock of Love subreddit.
We love you.
We love you guys. Thank you for everybody who participated. It wasn't a whole lot of you, but we do respect the guys who did.
And thank you for existing, because not gonna lie, I spent about 3 hours scrolling the halls of the Rock of Love subreddit and just cackling. These bitches are so funny. Oh my god, the memes of this shit are top tier.
You guys are incredible. So
we love you.
Thank you for everyone who participated. We had a series of poll questions. Sean, do you want to take turns going down these, or?
Yeah, let's do it. We can start at the top and just tick-tack our way down.
Yeah. So number 1 for our first nomination, we have Best Meltdown.
I'm too shorty. Would you please don't record me?
And I want to shout out, one of our users is Altruistic Friend 338, who said, Rock of Love bus, the girl who cried on the speed bump, Kelsey, or the guy who did the slideshow on how broke he was, Pootie?
And I must agree with our altruistic friend 338. Definitely, probably my pick for top meltdown is Miss Kelsey, who had just had simply too much to drink.
She was
season 3 of Rock of Love, I believe, when they were on the bus going on tour with the Poison Band. And that scene was iconic. Watching her just have a complete fucking bitch fit. And getting to the point where she had to remove herself from the activities to go cry on the floor. Like, the picture was hilarious, but also we have all been there.
Right.
So it made it extra funny.
Right.
So moving right along, our next category is Best Friendship. And I have some opinions on this one, but let me get into the awesome, super cool people that commented their nominees for Best Friendship. Our homie Altruistic Friend 338 said Best Friendship 12-pack and Heat, and he is most likely talking about Daisy of Love they were iconic.
They were
buddies.
iconic, and they actually were buddies, which I don't know, that kind of goes with my opinion of Daisy of Love.
Yeah.
A lot of it was just like a buddy comedy.
Yeah.
It was the craziest shit sometimes, but it was just like, you know, the dudes hanging out most of the time and getting crazy together.
They ended up forging a lot of like really solid friendships, and it was kind of beautiful to watch. So I totally agree.
Yeah.
But the next one was left by our good pal Box Dyed Hair. Oh my god, love that username. Ashley and Farrah, Rock of Love Bus. They were demons.
They were incredible though.
They made the best fucking TV. The Blontourage was a menace, and I cannot help but completely agree.
I'd say between those two, I'm gonna say 12 Pack and Heat personally.
Okay, work. God damn it. Best friendship.
I'm in it for seeing the dudes just get along.
The boys. I mean, I guess I could counter that with saying like Sinister and Chi-Chi maybe from Daisy of Love.
But they like fell out of love, and like their whole thing was just, they just loved each other.
It was so intense, and the fallout of it was just like heart-wrenching, and I still think about them and wonder if they're like cool. So I mean, in terms of like most memorable friendship, that is definitely the winner. But I guess in terms of best friendship, I'd definitely say fucking Christy Joe and that other girl who laid her life down.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
How
girl.
did no one mention that?
How did nobody mention that? They were good buddies, and they did like a whole thing. They did a whole fucking weird ass bit during the reunion for that season where they were like, are you guys like hooking up? And they were like, oh no, it's just so sad that we're straight. I wish we could kiss each other. It was very weird.
It was really weird,
but like the clips that they played of their interactions seemed so sweet, and it seemed like these two women really like admired each other and wanted to be there for each other, and I thought that was beautiful.
Yeah, no, she laid down her life for her. Yeah. She genuinely thought she had a better chance. It had nothing to do with vanity. Like, she just did it for the sake of Brett, which is sweet as hell, and also her friend. Period.
I thought that was cool as fuck. So that's my nom.
Yeah, and actually, speaking of Christy Joe, apparently years ago in a Reddit AMA, one of the producers said that Brett didn't actually like most of the girls that were on the show. But there was one girl that he called multiple times after the show and checked up on, and it was Christy Joe. Yeah, and she was the girl who came on the show still married but going through like the paperwork of a divorce. Yeah. And apparently she got back together with her ex. Yeah,
at the reunion special, I remember her being like, yeah, no, I am working on things with my husband. So it was really crazy to hear like, no, Brett was in it. Brett was calling her. I guess she just wasn't having it.
Yeah, but apparently she was on Charm School, another one of the shows. So
we have not seen Charm School yet.
We can check it out.
But yeah, if we check it out, you guys will be the first to know. That's for sure.
So for the next category, this is going to be a fun one. We have Best Villain.
I'm the Joker, baby.
Altruistic Friend once again saying Best Villain was Megan. Schnatitude, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, said New York all day, every day.
Work.
And who do you think?
I wrote down Ashley A-Bomb from Rock of Love Season 3 because she was straight up a bully. And throughout the entire show, did not cease to be a bully, a drunk bully who was incredibly entertaining but would say the meanest shit ever. So she was my personal favorite.
I would say she was like the Rock of Love equivalent to a New York.
Yes.
But I think New York was just more entertaining.
New York had a more engaging attitude than Miss A-Bomb did. I will give her that. Ashley simply was just drunk as fuck and from the valley the entire time.
Yeah, she can't help it.
I mean, I don't even know if she was from the valley. I could be speaking out of my ass, but she had the attitude to make it seem like she was out of the valley.
Fair enough. I see what you're trying to say.
You know, she was wild though, and I could always rely on Miss Girl for a spicy episode and a spicy fight. She would get drunk and just throw stuff, which I love.
Which is incredible, yeah.
I love when bitches just get drunk and throw shit around.
Oh, yeah. But honestly, if it's up to me, I think I'm going to have to agree with the person on Reddit, Schnatitude. New York is number one for me.
She is iconic, continues to be iconic, will forever be iconic. And I respect that decision.
I started off so sick of her
You
and
did
so
have
tired of her.
no patience for her.
I refused to watch I Love New York because I was just like, oh my God, I'm so done with her. Now I want more. I want to watch I Love New York.
We
because,
can watch it.
Yeah, but it's just like, at the time, it's just crazy how much I did a 180. She was number one and will forever be number one.
Yes. She was a goddamn player. She didn't win the competition, but she won everybody's heart.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Oh, yeah. What's up next then? Best bonding moments.
Guys being dudes.
I got some good ones for this, I think. Oh, yeah. Our homie, altruistic friend. You are a real star. Destiny and her dad from RockofLove. And when they all went out on that motorcycle ride. Bro, that was heavy as fuck.
That was heavy as fuck.
Spoiler alert. That episode happens and Destiny and her parents come and you find out that her fucking awesome cool dad is currently suffering from cancer. And it's really sad and like terminal. And they have this beautiful moment out on a motorcycle.
He loves to ride.
He
Let's say that.
loves the
He
motorcycles.
loves motorcycles. He's all for that. So Brett took time out of his day to personally give him like a really nice hug and just go for a fucking ride. And, watching this man just have a great time with his family it was beautiful. I will admit that.
No, I was clutching my goddamn pearls that entire sequence. That was super cool. But another one is from our homie Schnattitude. Love that username. And it is when White Boy's friend died and they prayed with him.
I don't remember this.
This was from Daisy of Love, I believe. And I remember very suddenly, I think one of the contestants' cousin. Oh no, his friend died. And I remember the shot of them all kind of like holding hands and praying, and I thought it was very moving, but I don't really remember White Boy either. And that's
unfortunate.
That's unfortunate. Or they could be referencing something that we simply haven't watched yet, and I could be talking out of my ass.
It could be
also a possibility.
Mandela effect.
The Mandela effect, bro.
Yep.
Berenstain.
But I'd say without a doubt, this one goes to Brett riding out the motorcycle.
Yeah, that was just like really sad.
Yeah, and the reunion was especially heartbreaking because unfortunately he passed away a couple weeks before the reunion.
God. There was like a whole 30 seconds of like her just breaking down crying on the couch and all the other girls coming up to hug her.
It was very sweet.
So sweet.
To me, it's everything revolving that whole relationship. I thought was really sweet. But if it's bonding, I'm giving it to Brett and the motorcycle boys. That was sweet as hell.
I agree with you. 100p.
Yeah, but sticking to Brett, we now have the creepiest Brett moment. Schnattitude says when he started asking Charles about Daisy. I agree with that.
That was creepy as fuck.
That to me was really, really just obscene and excessive. And it just felt a little too... Like he found out some good information, obviously, but it was too much.
No, one thing I learned about Bret Michaels throughout viewing the RockofLove trilogy is that Bret Michaels is a catty bitch, and Bret Michaels loves to gossip. And this was probably one of the creepiest incidences of it.
Sorry, I got distracted. I'm seeing that in our the Google Doc, you put a link.
I did.
That says Brett with no hat / bandana.
That was my nom personally.
Oh my God.
Isn't it creepy?
That is horrifying.
He has such a strong middle part. It's honestly off-putting.
What are your other nominations? Hold on. Him itching to gossip about all the girls who share that
the
season.
shit I was just talking about.
Yeah, no, when he had that dinner and he was just obviously drunk and he said, I'm bored. And he started like causing trouble and just causing drama and asking like, who do you guys think should stay and why?
I know. He was like playing God. It was so weird. He was like, tell
bored.
me. Yeah, he was bored. Bored. Give me something to be mad about. I'm drunk. I'm Bret Michaels. And I thought that was so tacky for a man in his 40s.
Yeah. And your last nomination, you said incessantly showing the girls docs about him and serenading them.
I couldn't stand it. I have a thing though where like if somebody is playing an instrument in front of me and singing me a song, I physically seize up and I don't know what to do with my body. It's a fight or flight reaction.
Oh, that's fair. But at the same time, I'm looking at this and I'm remembering when he played music for Lacey's family and she was just like dancing a whole bunch. And he kind of realized like, oh, you're a fangirl.
Yeah.
I think it could be a good filter sometimes.
Oh, I'm sure. And I know it's going to happen. But It seemed excessive to me. It was always something Poison related or Bret Michaels related.
It's the equivalent of your friend who's a DJ blasting his own music every time you drive with him.
Yeah, that's it.
Damn, these are all pretty good. I'm giving it to Bret with no hat / bandana though. That's a nightmare, and that is my like sleep paralysis demon now.
Girl, I just, and you know what? No knocks to him. He's a fucking rock star, awesome guy. Hope you have a great life, but keep that bandana on, man. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That forehead. It's just because he simply never was seen without a bandana or a hat on that entire season. Then out of nowhere, hello.
There we go.
What's going on?
Yeah. Well, we also had somebody's dad ask, like, do you actually have hair? Is that like a wig? Is that like a piece? Yeah.
And he got very offended, which kind of made me believe he might have some tracks in. I think Bret Michaels wears extensions. I'm sure they're really expensive extensions, though, and I would love to get the number of his person.
Yeah.
Congratulations, whoever does Bret Michaels' hair. You're doing amazing work. Love your work. I guess that should take us into our next Bret-related category, which is sweetest Bret moments. Big deal. Everybody get out their awws. Aww. Okay, and once again, Schnattitude coming in with the spicy take. Love this one. When he was very sweet to drunk Brandy M. That is one thing I will say about Bret Michaels that I appreciate. There, every season, was at least one or two bitches that would pull up, get absolutely obliterated, and then be in crisis at the Bret Michaels TV show.
Right.
And every time, Bret Michaels would be pretty fucking cool about it. Unless they were like starting fights or like acting up, he would be like, it's all good, bro. Don't worry. I got you. You just take a second.
Now, if I recall, this Brandy moment was when she was breaking down and she was saying that I love you to him, right?
Yeah, and she was like throwing the fuck up at the same time.
Now, I would agree with this person simply because I found it sweet that he, pat her on the back, took care of her, did his thing. And the following day, he felt good about her. He said, wow, she opened up and that was sweet. And she was like, oh, I fucked up. I fucked up. I should not have said that to him.
No, but I genuinely appreciated that he was very cool about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely a really good one for top Bret moment. And then another one is every what's a going on.
What's a going on?
What's a going on?
That is iconic.
Yeah.
We cannot deny it. I do be using it still to this day. What's a going on? It feels fun to say. It feels good rolling off the tongue.
That's me with what the French?
What the French, bro. That I was gagged. What the French. What was her name? I loved her.
Ligma.
Next one. Talking about Destiny's cancer-stricken father and riding bikes with them. Yeah. Total sweetie. Very nice moment. Mm-hmm. Very happy that that family got to have that. For myself, I would definitely have to agree with the homie Schnattitude. Bret is super sweet to the drunk girlies, which is king shit. So thank you, Bret, for being sweet to the drunk girlies.
I'm gonna have to agree with him.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good one.
It's a good quality to have, my love.
Time for another great fucking category.
Let's get into it.
This is cattiest shit. So we're gonna have a lot of categories coming up that will sound pretty similar. They're not. So
no,
fuck you.
They're not. We do it. It's our show.
So our first nominee for cattiest shit comes from Box Dyed Hair, who says A Team and B Squad from Rock of Love Season 1, Pumpkin spitting on New York on Flavor of Love Season 1.
Iconic.
And the pink bus versus the blue bus on Rock of Love Season 3.
I have to go with the moment that's been memed to shit. Pumpkin versus New York. She really did do that. That slow-mo clip of her spit flying and hitting the bottom of New York's chin.
Iconic.
Burned into my brain.
Yeah, that's incredible.
I remember every frame of that fight.
And they made sure to show it so many times.
So many
They knew
times.
how good that footage was.
However, I will say the pink bus versus the blue bus politics at the beginning of the third season of Rock of Love was extremely petty for absolutely no reason.
Yeah, and that's why I'm gonna have to go with the pink bus versus the blue bus, because I think that is catty.
That was dumb.
Yeah, and that fits the category a little better.
And it was on a mass scale. It was a lot of bitches being petty. It was the hive mind that took over after a couple glasses of champagne. That was just like, let's be mean to the brunette ones.
Because fuck it.
Your hair is
drunk,
a different
fuck you.
color. Fuck you.
I'm drunk and on TV. Fuck you.
Which, to an extent, I appreciate. I appreciate that energy. But
Good
let me
energy to
take
have.
us into our next one, which is cringiest decision.
Bruh.
Let's fucking go. Okay, Schnattitude, what did you say? Schnattitude said, when Brett decided to keep Christy Joe around after she came clean, she was a walking red flag. That's fucking tea. I mean, the thing was, the shit that she was dealing with was like kind of sus, but not even the worst thing that Brett had ever been exposed to. But the way that Brett had reacted to girls with this baggage in previous seasons was almost immediately like, this is a huge issue. Oh my God, what are we going to do? And when Christy Joe brings it up, he's just like, oh, that's awkward.
But you know what? I'm going to give it to him because I think Brett is aware that she's a little smarter, knows what she's doing. She mentioned, I'm doing the paperwork, and she was upfront about it too. She was really just like, hey, if we're going to be serious about this, you should know these things. And I think he respected that. I think he said, fuck it. Like, he seemed to be on top of it. And remember, he actually did care about her. He genuinely did like her. So
I guess I'm comparing her experience to the girl who had like the entanglement in season 2 with Daisy and all those other crazy bitches. She was like blonde and her boobs were just fucking huge. And she had like mentioned on a date or something that like she had been engaged at some point in her past, but was no longer engaged. And Daisy and Destiny, and I think one other girl, spinned it into something to Brett that was like, she is engaged.
right, yeah.
And Brett was like, oh, hell no, bitch. I'm going to vote her off. And I guess I was just like, well, why didn't you treat Christy Joe the same way?
I think he just actually liked her. I think he thought she was hot or something and was like, no, I want this.
I won't give in to what the harpies are telling me, and I'll give her another chance. But moving right along to the next point in cringiest decision is one of my noms, Heather, getting Brett's name tattooed on her neck, RockofLove season 1, and then another one of my noms, which was Buck Wild for doubling down on the black scent when confronted about it in Flavor of Love.
Sean,
What?
are accents offensive?
I do not necessarily feel qualified to speak on that.
I stand by it depends on what you say with the accent.
T.
I think with Buck Wild's case, she did change her vernacular and her verbiage.
She did. She got called out on it a couple times.
Yeah, it wasn't just like, made my voice deeper or talked a little differently with a twang. No, she talked like a whole nother person. So that's pretty rough. But you know what? That's removable. You know what's not removable?
What?
Getting Bret Michaels' name tattooed on your neck in 2009.
I mean, with technology as it's progressed, I'm sure she could get it lasered, but still, girl.
Well, can I ask you a question?
Go off.
Did she get it lasered?
I have no idea.
She got it updated, remember?
That was like a temporary, like...
Oh, that was fake.
Yeah, she said it was fake,
okay,
right?
Yeah, okay.
That was just like a little joke.
I'll scratch that out.
Scratch.
I'm not gonna, because I like looking like an idiot on radio.
Hey, it's emasculation or whatever it's called. Self-humiliation? What is it?
No breathing. So, okay, for this category, yeah, I'm giving it to Buck Wild, honestly.
That was cringe to watch.
That was pretty rough.
Just because several people made comments or like confronted her straight up saying like, hey, why do you talk like that occasionally? And then sometimes I catch you talking and you sound completely different. She was like, no, this is how I was raised. You're invalidating my experience. And it was very, because there's no resolution to that. It's just kind of an awkward, like, well, okay.
Yeah.
Go off.
It's just a weird moment to witness happen so many times.
It was really uncomfortable every time it would happen.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, but congrats, Buck Wild. You did win.
All right, and moving on, we have the Dumb Bitch Award.
Yes.
Our nominee from Schnattitude says Crazy, which I think I will agree with.
Yes.
Who do you have?
I put down a couple. I put down the entire Blontourage, just because those bitches knew what they were doing. They were making great TV.
And we all know a group of bitches form one bitch.
One rat bitch.
Right.
Rat king bitch.
The rat king
The
bitch.
rat king bitch. No, they were serving blacked out. They were serving trouble. They were serving drama 24/7. And so I will give them the dumb bitch award, but it's from a loving perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you guys were the dumbest bitches on the show. Like, thank
Incredible.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you for being there.
Yeah.
Next I have Frenchie for getting fucking naked at a burlesque
Yes.
club. This bitch was addicted to taking all of her clothes off. And while I respect that, that's iconic behavior. I must endorse it.
Yep.
I love being aware of rules, and I love abiding by rules. And getting naked at a place of business is really never something that crosses my mind. So when I saw that happen on TV, uncensored, by the way, I was kind of shook, and I thought she was a real dumb bitch for doing that.
Rightfully so. She got kicked out, didn't she?
That was, I think, the week that she ended up getting eliminated.
No, I think they got kicked out of the actual burlesque venue.
I think it was the very end of the challenge anyways, so I don't know how much longer they were planning on staying, but the owners did come up and say, like, hey,
We don't do this.
Don't keep your clothes on. Please keep your clothes on. Stop doing that. And that's fucking awkward.
Yeah.
And then the last one I have is a personal fave, and it's at Daisy for taking London back like 3 fucking times during Daisy of Love.
Yeah, I don't know what her deal was with him. I think
he was really cute.
I don't know.
I think that was it. I think that was the problem, is he was really cute and just completely emotionally unavailable.
Well, I think he was just dumb.
And stupid.
I think, well, also Daisy was, this is the Why is the Dumb Bitch Award. But
Hey.
at the same time, like, I just feel like the show was very much hinting at it coming back and it happening, but it was just upsetting every time it did, because it'd be like, no, like, what about these other competitors?
Because he was not a positive person for her to be around. They
Right.
had really toxic fights the entire time, and then he ended up leaving. And so when he came back and she was like, I just want to give it one more chance, I was like, girl, I swear to God,
Yeah.
don't do this. It was
All right.
exhausting.
Who do you think you'd give the win to?
Personally, I'm gonna give it to Frenchie, as much as I do love the Daisy and London saga. That was great TV, but I'm gonna give it to Frenchie because that was genuinely distasteful to me. How about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on the Frenchie thing, but I have a follow-up question regarding your Rat King of the Blonderage.
The Blonderage.
Who was the Rat King? Who was the one in control of this
Ashley,
three-headed demon?
obviously.
You think Ashley?
Ashley, obviously.
Okay.
Oh my God, she had her finger in all of the damn pies. She was getting that shit done.
Oh yeah.
She was the drunkest.
She was the drunk. That's how you control the beast.
You are the drunkest.
Yeah.
Incredible.
So the next category is I'm just here to party. An altruistic friend said Marcia or Marcia?
Don't remember Marcia. I hate to do it.
Marcia was the one, I believe she just kept drinking a whole bunch of tequila.
Which is iconic.
Yeah. And then we have Schnatitude coming back with Heat and 12 Pack, who were apparently just there to party.
They were buddies.
Yeah. We have your nomination. You have Tiffany with Don't Threaten Me with a Good Time.
She was obliterated.
Oh, yeah. And then you have the triplets from Daisy of Love.
We love them.
We love them. I think they were definitely the winners in my opinion, because they genuinely were there just for the free food and the alcohol and to promote themselves. And they made it obvious, and they had a great time doing it.
Stayed for one episode, were promptly voted off, and took a bunch of snacks with them, which is iconic behavior.
And it paid off for them.
Yeah.
Because they were in the music video for Lady Gaga's Paparazzi.
Dude, I did not realize that they were featured in that music video until I was scrolling the gorgeous RockofLove subreddit and saw a little screen cap pointing them out, and holy shit, they were video vixens for Paparazzi by Lady Gaga, which is one of the best Lady Gaga music videos. So congratulations, boys.
Good job, lads.
Oh yeah.
And you also, congratulations, might have won this category, because that's my vote. Sean, what do you vote for?
As much as Don't Threaten Me with a Good Time is everything, I still quote her, but I gotta go with the triplets. They were scammers. They got in, they got their food, and they got out, which we love.
Congrats, lads.
Congratulations, boys. I hope you're out there. I hope you're having a killer time. Let's let's take us on down to the next category, which is messiest drunk. And oh my gosh, let me tell you, there were so many eligible for this. But currently we have from Schnattitude, Brandy C, which is a pretty solid choice because oh my gosh, that girl lived to party and she partied her gosh darn extensions off every single night. Some of mine were something for shitting herself.
Yeah, it sure was something.
She did something during an elimination at Flavor of Love, and that was spicy if not stinky. Another one for myself was the iconic Kelsey falling asleep on that speed bump and having a meltdown in Rock of Love bus. And a not often talked about but always remembered moment. Nikki, she didn't last long, so don't be surprised if you don't remember her name, from Rock of Love, the third season, Rock of Love bus. She was the one who had a shot taken out of her vagina. And I just thought that was too incredible to forget. So those were my nominations. What do you think?
Would that burn? That's what I think.
See, that the way they shot it was from behind with just like her legs open. So I don't know the exact mechanics of the shot that was taken out of her vagina. I don't know if she just put like the little glass in between her inner lips just to be held up and then someone took it out of there. Or I don't know if she put it in there and someone, I guess, luged it out.
Okay, I'm going to go with something shitting yourself in Flavor of Love because that was just fucking incredible.
Word.
And that was episode 1, right?
That was...
I think she said she just really had to take a shit.
Yeah, it was one of the first, if not the first, maybe the second episode. She ended up just pooping on herself. She had an upset stomach.
It was on the stairs.
And it was on the stairs.
Yeah,
that's the worst part.
She just squatted out on the stairs.
Yeah, there was footage of her like leaving the circle after the elimination and like running upstairs. And then the girls were like, who shit on the stairs?
Incredible.
It was something. It was something.
Oh. Who are you going to give that one to?
I gotta go for Nikki for getting the pussy shot done.
Yeah, I can't blame the shitting on being drunk. That's just a messy girl, not a messy drunk. You know? So yeah, I have to give it to Nikki too. I have to agree with you on that one.
Truly trashy behavior.
And in a similar vein, we now have the angriest drunk with Schnattitude saying A-list Heather. And the next nominee, you said Beverly from Rock of Love season 3.
Yeah.
As well as Cage from Daisy of Love.
Come on now.
I think Cage is an angry person who gets furious when he's drunk. It's shocking. But yeah, actually, no, I agree. Cage. I think mine is Cage.
Cage was the only person that I saw get eliminated for explicit anger issues after being given so many chances. It wasn't just like a, hey, you fucking roughhoused with somebody and now we're sending you home. It was, hey, you're threatening to kill someone and you're shaking and crying. You need to leave.
He was shaking and crying while telling the producers, like, what if he he was telling Daisy. He was saying, what if he and I, this other guy that he was upset with, just went down the hill and only one man came back.
Yeah.
We could settle it there. As if like this is reality. This is the only option he has to survive.
Dude, what?
You're on a fucking TV show.
It's bonkers to me.
Incredible to watch.
Oh, that is a clear winner for me.
Yeah, I'm giving it to Cage as well.
Moving right along. Hell yeah.
All right, can you take it from the top?
Moving right along.
Can you take it from the top?
Moving right.
Can you take it from the top?
I feel like Wendy Williams trying to record this right now. Moving right along to unproblematic kings and queens. And let me tell you, folks, this section is short. From Schnattitude, we have Punk and my girl Goldie.
Goldie is a legend.
Goldie is beyond a legend.
I don't even drink beer, and I'll have every beer with Goldie.
Goldie can do whatever she wants in this life. She is delightful. She is hilarious. She is lovely. She is entertaining as shit, and she is so funny. Ugh, I love that girl. But my nom for this category was Big Rig from Daisy of Love.
Big Rig is a sweetheart.
He was fantastic.
Genuine dude.
He was a cool guy amongst a sea of very uncool guys.
But I think I'm giving it to Goldie. I'm agreeing with Schnattitude.
That's I want to agree with you. But I gotta go with Big Rig. Big Rig was a personal hero of mine. I have to give it to my homie. We're at odds for this one.
We're at odds. I guess we have to fight it out. Two
Fist
people
fight?
go down the hill and one person comes back up.
No, girl. It's too late for that. I've had too many White Claws for that. Girl.
Well, then we'll proceed to the next category.
Okay.
Who can hold their shit? It's not something, I'll tell you that. But Altruistic Friend says Beverly. And Schnattitude says Hottie.
I don't think Hottie can hold her shit.
Hottie just seems like a mess. I don't think she can even hold her life together.
Yeah. I'm sure there were moments, because I don't ever remember her like getting drunk and screaming and crying and like hitting people, which is messy. But I also don't remember her being in a situation and being like particularly cool to anybody.
Right.
Yeah. I gotta go with Beverly.
Yeah, I'm giving it to Beverly.
Beverly's holding her shit together.
Whether it be drunk or keeping her cool, Beverly was cool.
Yeah, Beverly was pretty cool. She had her moments, but she was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh shit. See, here's the section that I would vote for Goldie in. It is, who would you party with? And the homie Schnattitude dropped a whole bunch of awesome ones. White Boy, Real from I Love New York, which you haven't seen yet. But Schnattitude put Rip with a heart emoji next to Real, which it makes me believe that he is no longer with us, which I had no idea, which is distressing me. They also put down Buck Wild. Don't know if I would party with her, but I'm sure she could be a good time. And Bucky, who was iconic.
Quite the
She
icon.
was hilarious. But I put down Goldie because I want to drink every beer with her, as previously cited.
Right.
I also put down Ashley Farrah and Kelsey from Rock of Love season 3 because they showed up to every elimination fucking tanked, which is
incredible.
It takes effort to get that drunk before you have a commitment, and I appreciate that.
The amount of times they'd show up saying, "I don't know where I am."
Yeah, they
just standing there.
stumbling.
Incredible to watch.
They were funny, but I also put down Rodeo because she seems like just a really fucking cool girl, and
She's
I
a
want to
down-to-earth.
ask her about her life.
She's a down to earth kind of
She
person.
made me smile so much. I love that girl, but I would have to give it to Goldie. I gotta give it to Goldie. She's
Goldie
the
for
shit.
sure. Yeah, that's my girl right there.
Has anybody tried the chicken? I heard the chicken was lovely. She was hilarious.
Incredible.
She was so good.
Our next category is the biggest unwarranted rage moment. Altruistic friend once again saying Flipper on the first night, I think. Schnattitude with New York going off on crazy during the photo shoot. You threw in Lacey for harassing Dallas over eating meat and wearing fur in Rock of Love season 1, as well as Brittany going off on Natasha saying she got VIP because she was black. We stand Natasha for clear skin.
Obviously.
I think I'm gonna nominate Cage. Cage kind of just flipping out. I don't know why that wasn't on here, but I think Cage is a pretty big one for me.
See, I would agree with that if Altruistic Friend had not put down Flipper on the first night of Daisy of Love, because he was the truly fucking unhinged guy that would do like backflips and smashed a glass over his head. He was legitimately insane, and he would pop off with anybody. So I definitely have to agree with our homie on the Reddit's Altruistic Friend. Good fucking eye.
I think I'm agreeing with you then. I think all three of us.
Yeah, he was genuinely reality TV batshitedness. He was off the rails.
Yeah.
He bled on VH1's Daisy of Love. He shed blood on that set.
Episode 1 wasn't even a competition.
He just popped off.
Yeah.
To pop off. It was ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, good fucking yard. which will take us smoothly into our next category, which is best fight. And I must check the good folks of the Rock of Love subreddit. And we have Box Dyed Hair who said Megan and Brandy versus Pumpkin and Toasty in I Love Money season 1, which I haven't seen, so I cannot comment on that. So our homie Schnatitude said season 2 reunion, everybody versus New York. And
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
that was spicy. I must say, as a side note, I did not understand the complex beauty of the reality TV reunion episode until I met Andy, who truly appreciates it as a spicy, spicy bow.
I think it's the best bow you can get. The show's not enough. I want to know where they are as present as we can get.
And that, during that particular reunion where the entire studio just started fucking ganging up on New York and she was having none of it, was incredible.
That's when the producer said she's getting a show.
She can handle her shit. Oh yeah, that was meh. But I also put down Lacey versus Heather during the parents episode. Her dad getting involved in the blowjob accusation was cringe. And I also put down the boys versus the skunk in Daisy of Love.
Yeah, for me, this is probably the toughest one. I want to say the season 2 reunion, everyone versus New York, because that was just incredible to witness. There are frames from that look like Renaissance paintings. You know, like everyone kind of just targeting that one image, that one focal point. But at the same time, Heather versus Lacey, that whole reunion thing was so uncomfortable. I would almost put that as like one of the cringier moments. But I think the whole Lacey versus Heather thing is just more cringe than it was a fight. But yeah, her dad having to confront Brett about all that was so weird and so gross, and so it's just too much. That was too much reality TV for me at that point. But the boys versus the skunk, I think, is peak reality television. In my humble opinion, that's as real as it fucking gets. Mother Nature got involved. Mother Nature fucking said, let me do this shit.
Probably.
I got you guys. And that was them fighting the skunk, the producers getting involved, the camera crew, all the talent. It was so entertaining to watch as a real moment happen. So I'm giving that one to the skunk.
I have to agree with you purely because that's probably one of the most entertaining 10 minutes of TV I've seen in a really long time. And it was just so well placed in the series. Like, it came at a point where the overall storyline was like pretty down. Everyone was pretty discouraged. Things were going really wrong.
And then came a fucking skunk.
Yeah. And suddenly all of these boys are just like desperately trying to get this thing out of their house, and they're getting sprayed in the face. Everybody's laughing at each other. That was so good. So I definitely have to agree with you.
I would love to have been that one guy watching all the cameras and just seeing the little skunk in the background being like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Incredible moment.
One of those just beautiful. How else would this happen? I love it.
And that brings us to our next category. Different from Dumbest Bitch, this is Biggest Bitch.
Yo.
And we have from Box Dyed Hair and Schnatitude, as well as myself. We will all say that New York in Flavor of Love Season 1 was the biggest bitch.
Tiffany New York Pollard. She bitched where no bitch had bitched before.
Truly.
Thank you, Queen.
Can I give you a little update on what she's up to nowadays?
Yes, please, bless us.
Tiffany New York Pollard. Obviously, we know her as the girl who got dumped twice on Flavor of Love. She did I Love New York, but then after that, she took a break. And she did a couple appearances on television afterwards. She did Famously Single. Never heard of that show. I think I get the idea what it's about.
Me too.
And she was also on Celebrity Big Brother UK. Yeah,
I've seen a couple clips come out from that. She was very entertaining on that.
Hell yeah. Okay, I gotta check that out then. But apparently in 2017, she had another VH1 short series, which I think would be fun to catch up on.
Yeah.
It was called Brunch with Tiffany.
Oh.
So it seems like it's a very good like catch up on like what she's been up to. And I guess 2017 is as recent as, you know, television show appearances came or go. So
girl, whenever she's ready to come back, I will be waiting. So excited. Yeah. Love her. And definitely have to check out that Brunch with Tiffany show. That sounds fun.
Yeah. So would you give her your nomination for Biggest Bitch?
You know what? I think I would have to. Okay. Just because bitch is so versatile of a thing to be. And she truly presents the versatility of being a bitch.
I think being a bitch is like a fluid state. You know?
And she is a fucking shining example of that.
Bruce Lee would be proud of her.
Oh,
Bruce Lee
yeah.
always said, be like water. That bitch is water.
She is
That bitch is
bitchy
wet.
water. Wet bitch.
That's a wet bitch.
That's a wet bitch who we love. But moving right along into another bitch category is the craziest bitch. And Schnattitude, girl, what you got against New York? New York is also nominated by our homie Schnattitude in craziest bitch. And I put down Flipper from Daisy of Love because he smashed a bottle over his head, and that is uncalled for and crazy.
I'm going to have to nominate Hottie, personally.
Hottie.
Hottie is an unhinged human being.
She thinks she looks like Beyonce.
That is one of the greatest moments in television, one of the greatest lines. And it's that moment where I think she's the craziest bitch.
All of my friends that know me tell me that I remind them of Beyonce. So you can...
I'm happy that that interaction was captured on film forever.
Forever.
It's so good. I hope she's doing well. But yeah, that shit, girl.
Who's your vote for?
I gotta keep it with Flipper though, but
Okay.
I respect Hottie's delusions.
Yep.
Bitch needs straight jacket.
Like,
Yep.
yes, girl, you look like Beyonce. Don't let anybody tell you different. Don't let anybody disagree with you.
Moving on, we have the best rivalry. Altruistic Friend once again returning with Sinister and Chi-Chi.
Per.
That is probably my vote. Schnattitude said corny ass Tango versus a white boy. Box Dyed Hair says Heather versus Redacted in Rock of Love season 1.
Ooh,
Don't know who that is, so I
mysterious.
guess it could be anyone maybe.
Heather versus everybody.
I'm gonna give that one to Sinister and Chi-Chi. You think it's like
Yeah.
a bonding friendship? I saw that as an unhealthy rivalry, and I thought it was beautiful because I think it turned into a friendship. I think they learned to actually respect each other after that.
Interesting. I saw it go from a unhealthy codependent relationship, friendship, to a really intense rivalry.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they're sweet dudes. I'm glad
They are sweet dudes.
Yeah.
100%. Jeez. I would definitely have to say Sinister and Chi-Chi as well, just because that way that their relationship devolved, and they were roommates.
Yeah, and they were roommates.
They were roommates. And they just ended up leaving the show, like, I don't know, really questioning things between them. I just thought that was really sad to watch, honestly, a couple
Yeah.
times. Had myself in my feelings. Ugh. But let's not be sad for too much longer, because our next category is sexiest moments. And the homie Schnattitude has to say Buddha and New York in Miami. Their chemistry was insane. And as someone who has watched I Love New York, I have to agree with you.
Okay.
Buddha was a big fucking deal. He was the one to beat. And definitely a spicy moment. But I put, because I just thought this was too iconic, in Rock of Love season 1, when Sam was eliminated, she had her little moment where she was like, it's okay, it's whatever. And she just kissed the fuck out of Bret Michaels,
Yep.
walked out and was like, you know what? I'm proud of myself. I did a great job.
I
And
did
he's
my
going to
best.
remember that kiss for the rest of his life. So
Yep.
there.
Hell
and
yeah.
I thought that was hot as fuck. So let's go, girl.
I think I'm gonna give mine to, and I didn't write it down because I was ashamed, and I didn't want to look it up because I love you. But I was gonna say those two girls in the shower, simply
work.
because they didn't uncensor it.
They didn't.
They kept the drapes open.
Yeah.
Cameras are rolling the whole time, and I was like, okay, they're into it. Obviously, how could you not be down for that?
God bless. See, didn't even cross my mind.
That's been on my mind.
That's been on my mind, babe. Just
78
think about
hours of
stuff.
TV, and that's all I can think about.
And thank you for loving me, anyways. Thank you for loving me.
But yeah, that's my nomination personally.
Okay, T. I'm gonna stick with mine.
Okay.
I'm sorry. As
Then-
much as the two ladies were delightful, I gotta stick with mine.
Okay, then we will move on to best quotes / lines from the show. We have Altruistic Friend who says, "Don't threaten me with a good time. You want some lip chap." Schnattitude with, good morning, good morning." Not you. You can joke. Incredible
Incredible.
line.
User Dick Suckington says anything that came out of New York's mouth in season 2 TBH.
Well,
kind of going with Schnattitude's, take.
I mean, that's not very helpful. It's very general. That person should use Reddit more effectively in the future. But I would have to agree with Schnattitude.
I am gonna have to disagree. I love New York, no pun intended. But I think number one, it has to go to Hottie.
All of my friends that know me tell me that I remind them of Beyonce. So you can.
That is one of the greatest fucking lines ever. Everyone's reactions, the moment was captured beautifully. The framing of it, the way she just closed the door by,
the delusion of it all.
Delusion.
It's incredible.
Incredible.
I love that, but I do have to rock with my homie Schnattitude.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Not you. You can choke.
Yeah.
Thank you, New York. She had the best fucking lines.
She's so good.
She's so good. Next up is dumbest challenge. Let's fucking go. Once again, Schnattitude has to say Brett's phone sex challenge. That one was fucking uncomfortable, but also really fun. I can't deny that's one of the challenges I remember better.
Yeah.
But another one that I had to throw in was the tour bus challenge that Sam lost in RockofLove season 1, because the homie Sam, who was mentioned in the last category, had to do 2 challenges back to back because of the poor planning on the producer's behalf, which I don't agree with. And she ended up losing because she was exhausted, and they were all physical challenges. So, yeah, I'm going to say that one was bullshit.
I'm going to have to go with the phone sex one.
Yeah.
That was uncomfortable.
It was so weird.
That was just weird as fuck.
I don't know. I think I really enjoyed watching the girls who just couldn't do it fucking squirm. Just because on a human level I relate to that. I couldn't do it either.
Fair enough.
I know. Fair enough.
Up next we have the biggest challenge upset. You said the album cover challenge that was from RockofLove season 1, Lacey and Sam's, was way better than the competing one, the one that ended up winning. And you also said Hottie cooking Flav and his mom a literal microwave chicken. Okay, I'm going to toss one in the ring.
Go for it.
I'm going to agree with you on the tour bus challenge that Sam lost in RockofLove season 1. I think that was just bullshit personally. That's just not fair. It's poor planning on their part. And I just feel like it sucks watching somebody do so well and be brought down by bullshit rules. Just my opinion. That's my nominee.
No, if that last girl had done any other challenges and wasn't just sitting on the bus the entire time until the final round where she miraculously made it through without having to do anything, I definitely think things would have turned out differently. And it's one of those where I'm just like, oh, that's so whack.
That's just not fair.
That's just not fair.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
She gave it her all.
She really tried. What would you pick though?
I'm gonna have to go with that one personally.
Okay, work. We love it. Moving right along to dumbest elimination, which looks like we only have one for this one. We have from Flavor of Love season 2, Bucky. New York and Boots went harder on the girls.
That's true.
That is true.
That is true. I wasn't the biggest fan of Bucky, but you know what? The way she went down was just kind of stupid.
Yeah, no, she was definitely poked and prodded, and they were just kind of trying to get a reaction out of her, and it ended up getting way too messy. So I totally agree with that. That was fucked.
They tried to get under her skin, and it just kind of worked.
Yeah.
But we also have the most brutal elimination. Schnattitude saying Flavor of Love, the season 2 with Toasty.
Oh shit, I remember Toasty.
Yeah, that one was pretty rough. And we also have Box Died here saying RockofLove season 1, the women cut before the show started. We talked about that, and I think I agree, because some of them just came there, genuinely wanting the opportunity.
Yeah.
And to be filtered out from the beginning because of appearances is just kind of fucked up.
It is extra fucking humbling, I'm sure, especially if you've been traveling all fucking day to get to Los Angeles, which I'm sure half of these fucking girls had to get on planes for this shit.
Yeah.
Pull up, and then suddenly, Brett didn't want to fucking pork you the second he saw you.
Yeah, they told their friends and family they took time off work for this shit. Like, that's kind of fucked up.
That was very harsh. I didn't love that.
But you also mentioned Rodeo's elimination to be closer to her son.
I just love Rodeo so much.
Yeah, we ride hard for her. And I agree, but I also will say I agree with Brett's decision.
Yeah.
She very clearly just wants to be or should be with her family.
She was struggling. I think it's just the soundbite that she gave when she was leaving after she was eliminated, where she was like, I just wanted to get to know him better. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I was like, oh, girl. Especially since she was so sweet and so funny and had like some of the best moments so far. I was like, dang. It's gonna get her on a technicality. Fuck.
Yeah. R.I.P. though.
R.I.P. to the legend. She's alive, as far as I'm aware.
She's alive, I believe. But I'm gonna have to go with my vote was for the people that get cut before the show.
Yeah, I do have to agree with you in hindsight. That shit is on a human level frustrating and really disheartening. And I'm sure. Oh fuck! I just looked at our next category. It's craziest bitch.
I guess we did it twice, and this one was just all Lacey.
Why did I write Lacey? She was a crazy ass bitch. She was, I don't know if she was the craziest bitch. She was a calculated bitch. She was a cold bitch. She was a cunning bitch, but she wasn't super duper crazy.
Yeah, I think she knew what she was doing, and she was just unhinged. She wasn't entertainingly crazy. She was just unwell. But we also have the next category is worst injury. Altruistic friend saying the popped breast implant that Melissa had, I think. Schnattitude saying the tango splitter. Amber's knees after the mud bowl in season 3 Rock of Love. That was your nomination.
That was mine. Just because they had so many shots of her bandaging up these like huge fucking scrapes on her knees that were getting infected, and she was like in pain.
But she powered through. She ended up fucking winning the whole thing.
She ended up winning.
Yeah. Popped breast is pretty fucked up though.
Yeah, she popped her titty.
You pop a titty.
She popped her titty. Oh,
Wasn't even for the boys either.
no, it just happened out of nowhere. Fucking hell. No, I gotta rock with my nom.
Yeah.
As much as the popped boobie was bad, I just can't get the image of her like bandaging up her poor knees after the mud bowl. Poor Amber.
But she worked for it.
She really did. And you know what? She won the thing. But I guess they ended up not working out in the long run.
So what happened was there were like scheduling issues that ended up splitting them up. And before season 3, Brett said that he still loves her, still had feelings for her. But yeah, it just seemed to be a big scheduling issue. But according to her IMDb, she has a new film that is in development coming out this year.
Oh,
so
hey.
We'll be seeing more of her somewhere.
Okay, Amber. I hope it's sickening. I can't wait to see.
Yeah.
Best Big John moment. He's iconic. All of his moments are the best moments. But for nominations, we have from Box Dyed Hair, letting Tiffany back in the house, Rock of Love season 1. I agree with that. The negotiating, in hindsight, seemed unfair. Because what if the other girls who were eliminated before they got in the house knew they could go back and negotiate their way back in?
But Sean, they weren't as entertaining.
They weren't as drunk. They weren't absolutely sloshed the entire time. And you know what she did? She went back in that goddamn house, got drunk as fuck, and then got eliminated again. It was a waste of time.
That's what you do.
Oh my god, and then the homie Schnattitude, the Tiffany argument. Yeah. No, that's definitely it. And then I also put Kelsey's drunk ass on the speed bump. But I gotta go with the subs. Tiffany was best moment with Big John.
I'm going speed bump, bro.
Oh really?
That is peak. I am done with your shit.
Oh my god.
I loved it. I love seeing that side of him. And also just him being sweet is also really nice.
Yeah, he was really sweet, but he also did keep it real, which I appreciated.
Yeah, can't help it.
He was like, get your ass up and get back in there.
For the next category, we have the best Big Rick moment. Schnattitude here saying when Flav was at the spa with Hoops and Pumpkin and Big Rick turns up in a cut short tuxedo. I always die laughing. I will agree. That is prime.
My favorite thing about Big Rick was that he was more of just an energy. He was a presence. He interfered when he absolutely had to, but other than that, he was just loved and existed within the frame of the show.
He would show up, not say a word, and he would say so much.
We love Big Rick.
Yeah, big presence for her.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
And also that cropped tuxedo was fucking amazing. So I have to agree with the homie Schnattitude.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But moving on to most athletic, we have Hoops from Schnattitude. And honestly, I fucking agree. She probably wouldn't have gotten as far as she did if she wasn't just an absolute beast during the challenges and got a lot of face time. And the same is the case for my nominee Jess, which after doing a little bit of research, I read that a producer had Jess flagged as like a potential winner for the season. So a lot of the challenges on Rock of Love were skewed more towards athletic things because that's what she really excelled at. So it ended up actually really working in her favor.
Who calls the shots in that? Do you think it's Brett saying, I like her more, leaning toward her? Or do you think a lot of that is producers?
I think most of it is producers. Like during interviews, we'll say like, oh, they're the most well-rounded. They're the best fit. We're going to kind of gear stuff so that this person will get as far as they possibly can.
But when you have like someone like Brett as an EP, how much of his say matters and how much of it is based on business and I genuinely like her?
That stuff I wish I knew more about. I'm definitely gonna have to watch more Brett Michaels Rock of Love interviews, because the only ones I've seen, he just kind of keeps it very general and talks about like, no, there were real moments on the show, like, no, I really cared about this person, but don't know how much he was involved in with the planning and the setting up of the challenges and all that.
Interesting. Okay. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think I'm going to go with Hoops personally. Hoops she was a beast, like you said.
Absolutely.
Next category is the biggest simp.
Yes.
And I think we can all agree on this one.
Come on now.
It's Chi-Chi.
We have to.
Chi-Chi was willing to bend over backwards for Daisy, and it was pretty sweet, but also really cringe at a certain point.
Yeah, and they kind of played with my emotions the way they edited him the entire season, because in the beginning I was like, oh, he really cares about her, he's going out of his way, making sure like he's giving her a ton of attention, he's being so sweet.
He seems like the only like person there that actually cares for her.
Yeah, and it got to a point where I was just like, bro, you gotta press the brake. And it's not fair that I picked Chi-Chi, because so many of the other guys in that season were also giving major simp behavior. But Chi-Chi was just the one that was the most awkward and the most consistent for me.
Yeah, it's a different kind of simping, because you have Cage, for example, who got angry and got into is willing to kill for her.
Yeah.
That's a different level of simping, But him, it really did come from the sweetness, the I'll take care of you, I'll do anything you want kind of thing. And I could see that turning into one of those people who donates $50,000 to a live streamer because they're cute, He wanted to drink her bathwater. That's for fucking sure.
But on that same note, moving right along to biggest simpette, which is our ladies equivalent, Schnattitude nominated Crazy, which to an extent, yeah, I agree. She was there for Flav. She really rode for Flav. It was about Flav. But she was not around long enough for me to be like, oh, she was the big deal. I put Rodeo from Rock of Love season 1 because she was willing to bust into tears over anything Brett did for her.
She was willing to move her whole life for him.
She was obsessed.
Yeah.
She was in it. But I also put down Brittany from Rock of Love season 3 because she was just generally, it seemed a little bit unwell, and she had really latched on to this idea of her being Brett's girlfriend, and she was just kind of crazy the entire time and just focused and obsessed with what Brett was thinking of her.
And I also just lost a lot of respect for her the minute she started saying kind of racist things.
Yeah.
That came out of nowhere, and her justification is, what was it, my grandfather's black?
My grandfather is black.
You know who says that?
Racist bitches.
Mm-hmm.
Racist bitches. Or bigoted bitches. Or just simply uneducated bitches. But she was obsessed with Brett. And problematic, but obsessed with Brett.
Remember, not all bitches are racist, but all racists are bitches.
A fucking man. We love that. What would you pick, though, for real?
I'm going to have to go with her.
Yeah?
I think the sock thing is just kind of weird, whether it's to impress Brett or other people. She was just always willing to say, like, they're in a relationship, or she seemed on like a different planet than other people were. She seemed like her relationship with Brett was like meant, like it was forged and manufactured in her brain and already like sealed and, you know, dried.
She was having a spiritual experience.
Yeah.
It was kind of a lot.
And moving on to a category that I think you have a better say in, personally, it's going to be the best 2000s fashion moment. Altruistic friend saying the best fashion was Heather. I think I will almost agree. There are times where she was thriving and other times where it was just kind of like a dud.
Yeah, her looks were really hit or miss for me. Like I loved that she would do like crunchy, huge hair for all of her fits. But I didn't love that all of her fits were like monokinis or like halter tops. But on that same note, I do love a bikini, and I have to shout out Megan from RockofLove, because holy shit, this girl would pull up to damn near everything she could in a fucking bikini, and that is dedication that I appreciate, because she knew she was there for screen time, and damn it, she got her screen time.
Okay. I think I'll give it to Megan then.
We love
you
Megan.
bring up a good point.
Megan was an icon.
Yeah.
And on that, I guess, opposite note, we have, let's get trashy, bitches. We have the worst 2000s fashion moments. Let's see what we have. Oh my god, fucking altruistic friend 338, homie, also nominated for worst fashion, Heather. Yes.
Again, I can agree with that too.
Her looks were hits and her looks were misses.
Yeah.
Schnatitude had to say. Every time Hottie forgot her bra,
Yeah.
bro. I mean, I can't play or hate too much because I am definitely a no bra over a bra girly. But the outfits that she was picking, bro, it got to be a point where most of her scenes had blurs on them, which is just, knowing that the editors had to spend an extra hour or two doing that, I don't appreciate it. But I personally nominated for this category Ashley's RockofLove season 3 reunion look and the bangs, bro.
Oh, right.
Those bangs, bro.
The massive bangs.
That shit was foul.
Yeah.
But on that same note, I also had to nominate from RockofLove season 3 Mindy for those tiny vests that she refused to get rid of.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to go with the Hottie on this one.
Oh, word.
Schnatitude kind of nailed it, because I feel like I forgot most of the outfits until I saw the comment, and all of a sudden they all came back to me. Where, yeah, I'm all for, you know, don't wear a bra if you don't want to.
Go off.
But, you know, maybe have an outfit that accentuates your body a little differently, or just doesn't reveal things that can't be shown on TV.
Yeah, I just really felt bad for the editors.
Yeah.
It's like, dang, you had to go through all that extra. So yeah, I have to, I guess, agree with that. As much as I would love to trash Ashley's look from the reunion episode, I must go with Hottie as well.
Moving on, we now have the cutest couple that was secretly still together during the show. Schnatitude saying, "You mean Brett and his baby mama?" So apparently Brett had a baby mama and a couple kids, and this has actually gotten in the way of some of the relationships that have the people that have won the show, saying, "We didn't know about this. We didn't know that they still hang out regularly, and I was expected to just be cool with it." So,
but like they also still have like, him and his baby mama have like a romantic relationship, right?
I don't know if it's romantic, but they're very present because the kids were very young.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I misspoke. Yeah, I get why that would be an issue for some people, but on that same note, I totally understand wanting to keep like the mother of your children in your life.
Yeah, that's fair. I just wish he was more upfront. So Schnatitude coming with the shade, I kind of agree with that.
I wonder why that wasn't like a big part of the show.
Yeah. But you also have a nomination of Christy Joe and Aubrey, who eliminated herself to save Christy in RockofLove season 2. I guess that's a fair nomination because they were pretty cute and they were a couple.
They rocked with each other the whole time.
And you put the Barbie twins and Brandy C and Christia in RockofLove season 1. I think I'm giving my nomination to Daisy and Charles.
Daisy and Charles?
Daisy and Charles for me, because that was just there was so much drama around it. It went on for multiple days, so much lies and deception. It went down to the finale. And then it led to her having Daisy of Love, you know?
Yeah. I guess I just didn't think her and Charles were a cute couple.
I didn't think so either, but I think it's just cute because of, you know, the drama.
The drama. It was good drama.
Yeah.
Cannot deny. But you want more drama, bitch. We have most problematic ex, which is a spicy category. And Schnatitude had to say Taya's ex on RockofLove bus. And I cannot help but fully agreeing. That guy was crazy and embarrassing and wanted to get in a fight with everybody there.
It was frightening to see.
Yeah, I was stressed.
I
was
felt
like,
bad for Taya.
You dated this clown? Oh my God, cringe. But also, Box Dyed Hair had to say, oh wait, holy shit, it's the same guy, Jazz, Taya's ex, cringe. We hate him. But then I had to put down Ashley and her ex James from RockofLove season 3 because he just came in so fucking hot with the no one can pull my bitch.
Yeah.
No one can pull my bitch. We still fuck. She lives with me. I'm the father of her kid. And she did absolutely nothing to deny it. She was just like, I hope I hope Brett doesn't find out. Oh no.
Oh no, it's already on the show.
Oh
like,
God.
yeah.
I have his name tattooed over my boob, but I hope Brett doesn't put the pieces together. I was just like, girl, what are you doing?
Yeah, I would want to say anybody who, you know, they're still living with their significant other or something, but I do think Taya's ex.
He was terrible.
He's a monster. Yeah, he just sucks to see. And just knowing that, like, damn, Taya had to deal with this guy. Yeah. It's sad. It's sad to see that.
You had to deal with this absolute fucking bag of firecrackers that is this man.
That's too much.
I'm embarrassed for you.
Yeah.
I know this is not the most embarrassing thing that he's done to you, and that's really sad. So I hope Jazz has sought therapy, and I hope Taya is doing well. Playmate, pet of the year. Let's go.
And now, after all those questions, we asked the big one, which is, who's your overall fan favorite? You have 2 categories of male or female. Schnatitude saying Goldie and Bones.
T.
I'm gonna agree with the Goldie one, but it's tough because I feel like New York is gonna leave a lasting impression on me.
Yeah.
You know? But Goldie is just a gem.
I agree. For fan favorite, it's between Goldie and Rodeo for me. But for male fan favorite, I gotta go with Big Rig.
Big Rig.
He was so funny.
Yeah.
And he was a really cool guy.
Big Rig?
Big Rig.
Oh, there's a Big Rick.
Big Rick is also iconic.
Okay, yeah. But no, I will agree. Big Rig he's just a dude. He's just a really good guy who deserved better. Good head
on his shoulders. He didn't need this crap. We love him. But yeah, Goldie and Big Rig, my homies.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So check out the VH1 Blank of Love franchises and let us know what you think.
Yeah, those are our nominations, and you know, thank you guys for participating. Thanks everybody on Reddit who, you know, threw in a comment and answered this ridiculous amount of questions. But we also want to shout out, we had one other person who just didn't answer very many questions but left a comment saying, everything Megan did was iconic. She ran I Love Money, and her quitting at final to not give everyone else satisfaction of voting her off, amazing. Also, small scene in RockofLove that I absolutely love. Girls were playing football in mud, and Megan was the only one that didn't. She had to wash them with cold water, and she decided to spray Ina right in the face, knowing that she was 2 times bigger than her. Ina obviously got mad and attacked Megan with water too. Iconic.
This is a Megan appreciation moment.
Megan appreciation moment from Luxana 123321. Thank you guys for participating in all these questions. Thank you to the RockofLove subreddit for allowing us to post there. Before we wrap up, though, I wanted to give a little kind of like where are they now with some of the more significant people from the show. Megan, who we love, she was in the top 5 of season 2. She was so popular on VH1, they decided to give her a show in 2009 called Megan Wants a Millionaire. But apparently it was very quickly pulled off the air after a contestant was involved in a murder.
Yeah, and I was so confused because I had never seen any clips. I had no access to Megan Wants a Millionaire until I kind of realized why they didn't really make that show super accessible, because of a fucking murderer.
Yeah. If it's any consolation at all, Megan is now a wife to a millionaire and
and mother. So she's living a good life.
Dream boards really do work out sometimes.
Yeah, truly. Our girl, Daisy De La Hoya, a little update on her. In 2016, apparently she sobered up. She admitted that she had issues with addiction, so she sobered herself up, got clean, and she's currently filming a movie in 2022 right now, so we should be seeing her a little soon.
Amazing.
Yeah, she's in a band as well called Black Star Electra, and she also does solo work under the name Ghost Generation. So check out her music, check out her work. I'm excited to see what she's up to.
Great gal, even though I did give her dumbest pitch. It is loving. You are killing it.
100%. She's incredible. Taya, who we mentioned, she was the winner in season 3. If you check her Instagram, it still says that she was the Penthouse Pet of the Year.
Ow.
So, in case you didn't know that. She did a couple of horror films. In 2016, she did Beach Massacre at Kill Devil Hills. And in 2017, she did The Mangled. And I believe she did previous work too. She did it in 2014. She played herself in a movie called Pro Wrestlers vs. Zombies. And here's a little fun fact about her. She's a big nerd.
Yeah.
She would go to Comic Cons and cosplay all the time. And she actually got her last name, Parker, the stage name, from Peter Parker because she loves Spider-Man so much.
Something they did not address on the show at all.
Yeah. Our girl Heather, who we love, the one who tattooed Brett's name on her back.
Yup.
She went from a former Vegas stripper to a pretty big actor. In 2009, she was on Californication. And in 2011, she was in Always Sunny. Great show. And she's now a real estate agent in Orange County, and she sells like luxury homes. So
let's go.
Yeah.
I totally see her doing that.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's awesome at it.
Going over to Flavor of Love, the girls from there, you have Pumpkin, Brooke Thompson. After spitting on New York, she went on Charm School, which we got to check out, as well as I Love Money. And she did a Playboy special. In 2016, she said she's an accountant doing pretty well. But she would love to return to reality TV, but thinks that like this era of TV that she's relevant in isn't really trendy now. So she's not really sure what she would do.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky to navigate just because like the source material has become so iconic, but I don't know how they would recreate such a thing today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really hard to adjust it, especially in this culture of television.
Because it was toxic.
Yeah, and it's
so toxic.
It hasn't aged well. There's a lot of just risque shit that they say on there.
Racist, homophobic,
Yeah.
fucking problematic shit going on.
A whole lot of the language has not aged very well. Rounding out, we have Hoops, the season 1 winner from Flavor of Love. So apparently after the show, didn't work out very well, obviously, with season 2. But she went on and dated Shaq in 2010 and got engaged and divorced him in 2012. She then moved on to date a UFC fighter, and now she has like a clothing boutique. The only other time she was on television, she was on a show called It Takes a Sister with her entire family, which is pretty sweet.
Honestly, that's a win.
Yeah, I think she's just doing great.
Congrats.
Yeah, she really benefited a lot from the success of the show.
No, she was a really cool girl, so I'm happy she's killing it.
And last but not least, we have Hottie. In case you're curious what she's up to, she married a filmmaker named Maxi Collier. And they funded New Vista Studios, a production company, and she co-authored a couple of books, Red Carpet Survival and Kinky Perfect, which is a book trilogy. And since then, she has released a musical film. I haven't watched it, and I don't think I want to.
Let's go, Hottie.
Yeah, I'd rather just watch a Beyonce music video.
I'd rather watch a Beyonce music video.
Yeah.
Hey, but you're getting the same thing with Hottie because she looks just like Beyonce.
Just fucking like her.
Just like Beyonce. No, I'm happy she is fucking thriving.
Yeah. And you know who else is thriving? Us.
Ow.
And you. Thank you for listening to our long-winded discussion of the Of Love series on VH1.
Yeah, no, I definitely genuinely had so much fun watching this absolute train wreck of TV that is the VH1 specials.
We had so much fun, we forgot we had a fucking podcast.
Period. And we're back.
Yeah,
so
we're
thank
back,
you for
bitches.
being patient. I'm sorry we took a little break, but we're back.
We're back. This has been Bottom Text, the podcast.
Next time we talk Twilight.
Next time we're talking the greatest movies of all time.
Let's go.
Let's fucking get it.
Come on back now, you hear? No, it's been great. We love you guys.
Love you guys. Life is a meme. You are the bottom text. Thank you for listening.
Ew.
Please, can we fucking stop?
Yeah, I'm so sweaty, dog. Please. I need to turn the fan on or go outside immediately.
I'm covered in swat.
Swat.